Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, and for those of you who are new here, my name's Amy. I'm a full-time reseller, primarily on the Poshmark app, but I do dabble in other online platforms and I sell locally. Today I'll be doing another ship with me video. I do these videos every week, and in these videos I go day to day and I share the different items that have sold. I talk about how much they sold for, what I paid for them, and what my profits were. So you want to be sure to watch all the way to the end because I always have interesting items, and I'm sure you can learn some new items to look for when you're out thrifting to make money on. So let's get started. The first item sold on cherish.com, and it is this large Murano glass vase, and it is by Dino Martins, I think is what it was. Yes. And I picked this up at the Goodwill for $7. I'm not an expert on art glass or Murano glass, but I did some research and I thought that it looked like it was Murano. So I added a picture to the Murano glass group on Facebook and asked for opinions. And they confirmed the research that I had done, that they really thought that it was by him. So this is really a spectacular piece, and it probably would have sold for considerably more. However, it had multiple chips to the rim, and they were pretty big chips, not flea bite chips. So I really felt like that brought the value down. I had it listed for $149. A buyer offered me $135, which I accepted because I had only paid $7 for this. I'm not sure, maybe I undersold it, but with those chips, I really felt like it affected the value. So Cherish charges a 22% seller's commission. So after that fee and my cost of goods, that made my profit $100.50. This only took a couple of months to sell, so I think that's really a wonderful profit. I am going to go ahead and package this up off camera just because it'll take some time. If you are interested in tips on packaging breakables and hard goods, I do have a video with tips, and I'll link that in the description box below. So let me move this out of the way. Okay, the next item that sold is this vintage leather fur trimmed coat. Isn't that cool? I really think this is from the 1960s or 70s. I really liked the buckle detail on the front. There was no name brand or anything on this. This took a really long time to sell. I think over 2 years, which is pretty disappointing because I really thought that it would be a quicker sale than that, and I really thought that I would sell it for more than I did. So it ended up selling for $89. I think I had this listed to begin with as high as $249, and I had sent out a bunch of offers. I had relisted it, done all the stuff. And yesterday I was going through sending out aggressive offers on everything in my closet, mostly coats though. And I sent this buyer a 40% off offer with discounted shipping for $89. Or all of the likers I sent that discount to. And one of them accepted. I had paid $20 for this, so after Poshmark fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $49.48. I'm gonna package this up off camera too because it's a little cumbersome. I don't know if I would pick that up again, you know, and pay up and wait that long, but you never know with those vintage coats. If you've watched my previous videos, I had another one that had a similar look to it, and it sold within less than a week for $250. So, you know, I still think it's worth the risk, even though some will take a while to sell. Okay, the next sale is pretty interesting and exciting. So it is this pair of Cowboy boots with a star print on them. They're size 6.5. They don't have a brand name at all on them. I picked them up purely based on style. And actually, I'm just noticing that these say 175 or 135. Oh, I'm sorry, my heater just kicked on, so I'm sorry if you can hear that. But anyways, I did a Google image search on these and saw that there were some designer brands who had made cowboy boots with stars on them, particularly Saint Laurent. So I priced these higher at $129, and this buyer came in and offered me $100. I was really excited about that. I think, oh, sorry about that. That is really loud. I think that these had only been listed maybe a month, and I had picked these up and paid $6.50 for them. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $73.50. I'm very excited about that. You guys know I love a big profit, and I'm sure the buyer will be really excited to get these because they're very cool and unique. Okay, the next item is a little jacket from Anthropologie by Tabitha. And I just picked this up because I liked kind of the color tone, the animal print, and the casual style of it. I know a lot of people do really well with Anthro pieces and Free people. I don't really do very well. They tend to sit for a while, and they don't end up selling for that great of prices. This was another one of the items that I had sent out quite a few offers on, and I sent out a, I think 40% off offer, and then the buyer came back and offered me $22. I'd had this listed for close to a year, so I just went ahead and accepted that. I had paid $4 for this. I just ran out of tape. What? It's one of those days. My heater kicks on, I ran out of tape. Anyways, I had paid $4, so after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $13.60. Not the greatest profit, but every little bit counts, and I'm happy to move this out so that I can use that money to pay my bills and buy new items. So that is all for today. I only had 4 items shipping out, but they totaled over $300 in sales. So that just goes to show that you don't have to have tons and tons of items shipping out in order to make good profits. You just have to do your research and put the time in to look for higher dollar items. Okay, so I will be back. There'll be at least 2 more clips in this video, so I'll be back in a couple of days to share what else I sell. I'll see you then. Hi there, it's another day, and I've got some more goodies to ship out. Poshmark was a little bit slow, but I had a couple high dollar sales on other platforms, so I'm really happy about that. The first item or items that sold is a set of 10 of these vintage wine goblets, wine glasses, and these are by Itala, which is I-I-T-T-A-L-A, and they're made in Finland. This was they're called Icicle Crystal, and they were made, I think they still make them today actually, but these are from the 60s or 70s. I bought a giant set of these at an estate sale. I think I got like 4 or 5 different styles of these, you know, like some small glasses, some drinking glasses, some bowls. I got a whole bunch of stuff, but I ended up spending about $60 on the whole set. So I averaged out my cost of goods, so that made my cost of goods $10 for this set. It was a set of 10 of these that sold, and they sold for $200. On Cherish, you can also charge a packaging fee. So I charged a $15 packaging fee, so that added to my total sales price, so that made it $215. So after their commission, which is 22%, that made my profit $161. I'm very excited about that. These were probably listed 2 to 3 months, so not a terribly long time. Now these are heavy glass, so it is going to take me some time to package them up. Maybe 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how OCD I go with it. But just keep that in mind when you are selling breakable hard goods and glassware sets, that it can take time to do the packaging. So you kind of want to, you know, put that into your idea of if you want to pick them up or not, because, you know, if you're only going to sell them for like $20 or make $20 profit on them, is it worth your time to package them up? That is totally up to you. If you feel like it's worth your time for a $20 profit to package a big set of glasses safely and use, you know, the cost that it takes to package them up, that's totally up to you. I like to only do this when I can make more than $100 on like a glassware set. But I understand not everyone has access to the same deals and inventory that I do. Okay, so I'm going to move these out of the way so they don't get broken. And the next item that sold, oh, you know what? I forgot to get my wrapping stuff out. Well, I'm just going to show you the items today and not wrap them up. Okay, so the next item that sold is this pair of black cowboy boots, and I couldn't make out the maker on these, but they were in really nice condition. I actually originally bought them for myself and then decided that, or I just never ended up wearing them after having them a year, so I decided to part with them. They sold for $53. I think I might have been able to get a little bit more for these because they sold within a couple of weeks. I paid $6 for them, so that made my profit after Posh fees $36.40. Overall, I am happy with that. Not going to complain for an item that I picked up for myself. The next item is this cute little vintage butterfly necklace. It's two-tone gold and silver, and it's by Avon. I don't typically pick up Avon on purpose or just as an individual purchase, but this was in with a bag of other items. So I just decided to list it anyways. Avon doesn't typically have a very high resale value. Now there are a couple of, something just fell over there. There are a couple of styles and lines from Avon. Like, I think they did one with Elizabeth Taylor, and that has a really high resale value, but just their typical pieces don't really. This sold for $15. My average cost of goods for that bag was $2, so that made my profit $10. Not a huge profit, but as I always say, profit is profit, and I will take every bit that I can get. And I do think it's nice to have different price points for different buyers in your closet, especially now because with, you know, the rising cost of food and gas, not everybody has a lot of extra money to treat themselves. So it's nice to have a, you know, less expensive item that someone can pick up as a treat for themselves. Okay, and I thought that little butterfly was really cute. The next item is another pair of cowboy boots and another pair of cowboy boots that I bought for myself. It's kind of funny that they're both selling today. But I picked these up. I thought they were really cute with this kind of Thunderbird style on the front. But I decided that the heel was a little bit too tall for me to wear how I wanted to wear cowboy boots. You know, I don't want to just wear them for an hour and have my feet kill me. So I decided to list these. Again, these have only been listed for 2 or 3 weeks. They sold for $65. I had paid $35 plus shipping and tax, which totaled $41, but that's because I bought them for myself. I wouldn't have bought these to intentionally resell. But after Posh fees, I still made 11 bucks on them. So I'm not going to complain about that. And I hope the buyer really likes them. These are by Dingo. I don't know if you can see that. But oftentimes they have some really cute pieces, boots and shoes particularly. Okay, and the last sale is very exciting. I don't have it here to show you because I've already shipped it, but I will insert a picture of it after this. And it is a mid-century shag rug. I know what you guys are thinking. Normally, I don't pick up that sort of thing, but I was at an estate sale and another dealer who was out of town said, "Did you see that Rya, R-Y-A rug in the garage. And I was like, what's a Rya rug? I didn't even know, even though I deal in mid-century furniture. And she's like, well, it's like a psychedelic shag rug. So I went in there and it was blue and green, kind of had a psychedelic plaid print. And I asked the dealer how much it was, and they said $5. So I was like, I'm just going to get it. I know I can make money for this. I can put it up on Facebook Marketplace, and even if I sell it for $100, that's a great deal. So sorry, this is a little bit of a long story, but bear with me, it's worth it. Well, I'll just tell you, it sold for $650. Maybe that'll make you more interested in listening to the story. So I didn't really want to ship it, so I put it up on Facebook Marketplace, and I originally listed it for $425. And it had sat there for a few months, 3 or 4 months. And I've been listing stuff on Cherish. Cherish doesn't accept rugs for some reason. And so in listing some of my furniture, I decided I was going to raise the prices of the furniture that I had listed on Facebook Marketplace. So I went through, I know it sounds crazy, but I went through and I increased all the prices on the items that I had listed, and I increased the price of this to $550. And within about a week, I got an inquiry from a gal from California, and she asked me if I would ship it. And I kind of went back and forth, and I looked into the cost, and I inquired on in one of the reseller groups on Facebook to see how I would ship it. And they all said that you just buy these plastic rug bags off from U-Haul or Amazon. And I thought, okay, well, that won't be too hard. So I said, okay. And I looked up the amount, and she asked if I would include shipping in the $550. And I said yes, because I was ready to get rid of it. We had agreed, and then she was like, I inquired about having it cleaned, and they quoted me $300. She's in LA. I said, okay, sorry, this is a long story. Let me look into it. My upholstery cleaner quoted me $75. So I had it cleaned for $75, and he said about $75. I haven't actually gotten the invoice yet, but I trust that it'll be around there. So I said, okay, I'll do that. It'll cost another $100. So that's how we came to $650. I paid $5. The cleaning was $75. The shipping ended up being $9. The bags were $10. So that made my cost of goods $180. There were no Facebook Marketplace fees, but there were PayPal fees. I forgot to calculate that in there. I think it was about $20. So that still made my net profit $450. There was a lot that went into it. It took a lot of time, but $450, that's totally worth it to me. So this just goes to show, if you see another dealer pay a cheap price for something at an estate sale, doesn't always mean that ends up being what their actual cost of goods. After all that was said and done, my cost of goods was $180, but still a really awesome sale. I'm very happy with that because, as you can see, this week Poshmark hasn't really been producing very high dollar sales for me. So that's why I like to encourage you guys to cross post and look into, some other areas of reselling that you may not have before. I think that it's going to become more and more important to diversify. If we do go into a recession, I mean, we're kind of already heading into one, but you just want to, look at diversifying as much as you can to kind of insulate your business, to make sure that you can still pay your bills during this rough time. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes I get to chatting. There will be another clip after this, but that is all for today. Oh, I'll also show you a picture of the rug, and then I took a picture of it wrapped up. So I'll just kind of show you how I wrapped it up so you could get an idea of what I did with that. So thanks for watching, and I will be back in a couple of days to share what else I sell. Okay, I was just watching that clip of the video back, and I realized that I said the shipping was $9. No, it was $90. And that was from Eastern Washington to California. So you can estimate, and I had all the add-ons. I did insurance and I did signature required. So if you're shipping something large like that across the country, to New York or Florida, it could be considerably more than that to ship it. So I just thought that was an important tidbit. It was $90 to ship the rug, not $9. I don't want you guys to think that you could ship something like that for that low of a price. I'm sure you guys know that, but just wanted to make sure. Okay, now I'll show you a picture of the rug. Hi again, it's a couple days later, and I woke up this morning to 2 really amazing offers on items. I'm super excited because I had only had a couple of sales the last couple of days, and they were a little bit lower dollar, but these are high dollar items. So let's get started. The first one sold on Cherish, and it is this solid brass paper shopping bag. Can you guys see that? Isn't that cool? You can see the reflection of my camera and my phone. I picked this up a couple of weeks ago at the Goodwill, and they had it marked for $12.99. I had a 10% off coupon, so I only paid about $12 for it. And while I was shopping, another reseller came by and we were chit-chatting, and she was like, "Oh, that's cool, but I wish they wouldn't price stuff so high here." And I thought it was a great deal because I knew what it was. I don't remember how I knew that these were valuable, but it ended up selling for $307 in less than a week. So that is super exciting. I think that I had been doing research on other brass items and had come across these in sold listings and saw that they sold for good dollar amounts. There were comps starting around 100 all the way up to 350. So overall, I was very happy to get that $307 for this. I had it listed for $329, and that's the offer that the buyer made me. It did have some scuffs and patina and tarnish and kind of not exactly discoloration, but areas of different colors on there. So that is a great sale. I'm so excited about that. Like I said, it sold for $307. I paid $12 for it. Cherish charges a 22% seller's commission. So after their fee and my cost of goods, that made my net profit $229.60. Yes, you guys know I love a big profit. You can't beat it. It's so exciting. Okay, the next one is another big profit. Now, this was listed for quite a while. This is a Montana silversmith. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Montana silversmith's belt buckle. And it has a authentic Morgan silver dollar in it. And it was made in 1878. I picked this up with a belt at an estate sale, and this is that same estate sale group that sells, boy, I'm fumbling. They sell clothing for $1, and most of their accessories are $1 too. So I paid $1 for the buckle and the belt. I've already sold the belt. I think I probably got about $30 for it. And this sold for $255. I'm just so excited. I did have this listed, I think for $329 or $349, but it had been listed for over a year. So when this buyer offered me $255, I had looked at comps, and that was kind of in line with what this type of buckle was selling for. It did have some wear and patina and tarnish as well. So I decided that that was a great offer, and I was just going to go with it. I've already absorbed the cost of goods in the belt, basically, but I'm going to say my cost of goods is $1. I guess I could say it was $0. Whatever, it's a great sale. So after Posh fees, that made my profit $203. What a day. Some really great sales to wake up to. And having some of those big profit items just really makes a huge difference in your bottom line. and it just makes it so that you don't have to sell as many items. And it's just plain exciting. Don't you guys think? I really hope you're learning about some different items to look for, to pick up, to make money on. A lot of people have commented and said they are, and that just makes me so happy, because that is really one of the reasons that I started this channel, was to connect with other resellers and share my knowledge. So another really exciting sale. The next couple aren't quite as exciting, but a sale is a sale and profit is profit. So I am happy with every bit of profit that I can make. So these are a pair of Frye leather boots in excellent condition. I picked these up recently at that awesome yard sale thrift haul. I did a haul video recently for that, so I'll link that in the description box down below. But my average cost of goods ended up being $1.50 for that. I got an offer for these for $70. I can't remember what I originally listed them at, either $89 or $99. But Frye is kind of hit or miss with me, and it's usually kind of a slow seller. So when I got that offer, I decided that I wanted to take it and, you know, move these out, have them be a quick sale. Let's see, I'm gonna fold that over like that. These were listed 2 to 3 weeks, so not terribly long. Like I said, I paid $1.50 for them. So after posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $54.50. That is great. Anytime I can make over 20 bucks on an item, I am really pleased about it. And these were a really nice pair of boots. Really, they were almost in like new condition. Looked like they had been worn once or twice. Okay, let's see. The next item is kind of another funky vintage item. This had been listed for quite some time, close to a year. It is a vintage snowmobile club jacket. And if you watched my other Ship With Me videos, I did have 2 of these. This one said Morris on it, and I think the other one said Fred or Frank or something like that. I just picked these up because I thought they were charming. And again, they were at that estate sale company who only charges $1 for clothes. So, you know, when something's $1, it's really hard to lose. This sold for $30. The buyer made me an offer. Actually, I got an offer on it for, I think, like $12. And I countered because that was not really as much as I wanted to get. And then this buyer must have gotten that notification from Poshmark that someone else had made an offer, so they made me an offer of $30. I think it was listed for $39, so really pretty reasonable, so I went ahead and accepted. I always love that when that happens, when someone makes me a lowball offer and then someone else comes in and buys it, or makes me a reasonable offer. I try not to get, you know, annoyed about lowball offers, but it does make me feel better when it just instantly sells for more. And then I'm like, too bad, so sad, you made me a lowball offer. Anyways, sold for $30, I paid $1, so after posh fees, that made my profit $23. That's a nice, honest profit. Let's see here. And I think that's a fun, you know, unique jacket. I find that people like to have those unique type of items that no one else is going to have. And when you can pick them up for a really cheap price, that's the way to do it. Okay, the next item, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it because it's so tiny, but it is a sterling silver charm for a charm bracelet, and it is a little tiny toilet, which is hysterical. Can you guys see that? I think that at one point it had a toilet lid that was articulated, but that has fallen off. Anyways, I just picked it up because it was funny. And I like to pick up these little charms if I can find them for under $2. And this one was $2. I'll either find them individually at estate sales, or I'll buy a charm bracelet at an estate sale that has a bunch of charms on it, and then I will take the charms off and sell them individually. I've found that I can make more money selling the charms individually than as a complete charm bracelet. So I'll also sell the empty charm bracelet on its own. It seems like people want to, you know, make their own charm bracelet. They want to have their, you know, portray their own experiences and whatnot on there. But I just thought that was a really funny little charm. I love picking up those really unique charms and the articulated ones, which articulated means that there's movement to it. So this only ended up selling for $15, but for a little charm, that's not too bad. Like I said, I paid $2, so after Posh fees, that made my profit $10. This is another kind of little bread and butter item that I don't mind if I make a little bit less money on, because what I'll do is I save up, you know, I kind of collect and save up the charms, and then I just take one day where I list a whole bunch of them. And it's really easy to photograph and list them, because I just will list them next to a tape measure and a penny. So I don't have to put like measurements in the listing. And I just copy and paste the same description and change what type of charm it is. You know, vintage sterling silver charm to put on your charm bracelet, toilet, articulated, tiny, you know, all the things, but I just changed the key word in there, so it makes it really easy to list, and these don't take up hardly any space, so it's okay if they take a little while to sell. Okay, so that is it for today. It is Friday, the February 10th, I believe, and hopefully I'll have some more sales for between now and Saturday. So I will see you tomorrow. Oh, also, I don't think I've said it in this video. If you're enjoying my videos, I would like to invite you to subscribe to my channel. I do these ship with me videos every week, and I also do other videos like Thrift with me, thrift hauls, some educational videos, and I'm sure you can learn something from watching my channel. If you could give this video a thumbs up and comment down below, those things really help me out. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Hey there, it's the next day, and I've got a few more goodies to ship out. The first item that sold is this vintage charm bracelet, and it's really chunky, and it has kind of a gold filigree with faux pearls and rhinestones. Now I have this listed for $49, just because I thought that it was kind of a more unique piece, even though it was just costume jewelry. But my sales had been kind of slow. Well, I guess just over the last 24-hour period. I only had one sale until this morning when I sent out some aggressive offers to likers. So I sent off a 30% off offer with discounted shipping for this. So I sent out the offer for $30, and a buyer accepted. I had paid $5 for this, which was maybe a little more than I should have paid. But, you know, as I said before, sometimes I get excited and I buy things, I pay up for things that I shouldn't. So after Posh fees, I might have to wrap this up off camera. It's not working the way I want it to. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $17.28. Not a home run, but sometimes I'm just ready to move things out and make room for new inventory. The next item that sold is this vintage kind of flower clover brooch. Now this was missing a couple of stones. You probably can't see it on camera. And this is by Kramer, which is Kramer, which is a good brooch brand. and typically can bring decent prices, but because this was missing stones, a buyer offered me $20 and I went ahead and accepted. I'm thinking maybe in the future for some of these types of brooches, I need to consider listing them on eBay, maybe at auction or something, to see if I can get a little bit higher prices, because I know some people will take these better name brand brooches and repair them and then sell them for higher dollar amounts, or they want parts from them to use on other brooches. Anyways, like I said, this sold for $20. I paid $1 for it. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $15. I don't really have any home run sales today, but I am happy to have a few sales and some money coming in, so I won't complain. Okay, the next item is this kind of funky vintage bucket tote bag. It's canvas with leather trim, and this is by Lillian Vernon. And I think it doesn't look like I'll be able to show you that label, but I think it's probably from the 80s or 90s. The main reason I picked this up was because it was at a fill the bag sale that one of our local churches does, and you fill a giant garbage bag for $5. So I paid, you know, a quarter, 50 cents for this. And when I'm at those sales, it's kind of hectic. So sometimes you just have to grab stuff and stuff it in your bag without even looking at it that closely. So this took a good bit to sell, maybe 8 months or so, and it sold. This was another item that I sent out an aggressive offer on. I sent out 30 or 40% off, which was for $24 with discounted shipping, and this buyer accepted. Like I said, I'd paid less than $1 for this. So that made my profit $16.48. Not amazing, but you know, for less than $1 buy-in, I am not going to complain about that at all. So that is all for this week. Overall, it was really an amazing week. I ended up with $2,095 in sales. I'm so excited. It does really feel like my listing goals are paying off, especially with Cherish. I'm seeing a lot more sales on there. So my total cost of goods was $321. And after the website fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $1,474.34. I'm very excited about that. One of my goals is to get my profit up over $1,000 a week for my online sales. So that I exceeded that. I think it was kind of a lucky week, but I am going to keep listing and hope that the sales keep rolling in. You know, there's no guarantees, but I'm really proud of myself that I've made it this far into, let's see, what is it? It is February 11th, I think, or maybe the 12th. But anyways, thanks so much for watching. And again, if you guys could give this video a thumbs up and comment down below, both those things really help me out. And I will see you next week.